Hello everyone and welcome to the Coins Alert channel. To start off, I'm sharing this crypto con Bitcoin didn't want to stay low for long and almost all short-term metrics showed that it didn't want to. Given how bearish the market is right now, most people will likely see this move as a dead bounce. What do you guys see? What do we see right now? Take a look at the band on the top chart. As you can see, we are right in the middle of the edge of the cliff. If you look down, you can see that's neutral feeling, not fear or greed. We're not too far away nor too far away. The daily RSI for Bitcoin has been going like this. At 24, we're only two sold. Things are getting better. So there is a growing sense of fear and action that is bullish. Early this month they were there. Bitcoin is going back down after that move to the upside, which is not good. Some traders are taking their money off the table. One Bitcoin is worth $86,500 right now. It's a long way from just a few days ago when Bitcoin was worth $84,000. We did see 88,700 for the high though. Bitcoin is taking a break right now. That's good news, guys. If you look at a bigger picture, that was the hour. On the surface, the trend seems to make sense. You know, that slow rise to the top, we can still see it, but I think you can see it better on the hour. Right now, you can see that Bitcoin is making higher lows. In spite of this, we can see that Bitcoin is still making higher lows on the hour chart. Let's look back to March 11th. We're still making higher lows here, and I hope we can stay above this level. I don't think we'll go back to 83,000, we should not, I hope. That being said, let's hope we stay somewhere in this and keep going up. Really, it's a slow process. As you can see, fear and greed are slowly rising to 34 today. Season for altcoins is still in its teens at 18. It looks like Bitcoin will get most of the new money coming into the market before altcoins start to rise in value. The end market value went up by a small amount. For now, let's look at the XRP picture. What about XRP? The XRP trend has been slowly going up over the last day or two, but it is also going down. One XRP is worth about $2.41 right now, and we've seen it go as high as $2.50 again. Our goal is still to break through that amount of resistance. It's clear that XRP is still being turned down. Guys, that just means it's not time yet. Of course, Larry Fink seems to believe that there will be a much bigger market crash. This one comes from Mr. Man, check it out. There are lots of chances to spend here. So yes, it is. Seeing how the markets are going, and the worry about taxes and other things makes me sad. Also, I don't want to be shocked, but this isn't a webcast, is it? It wouldn't surprise me if inflation went up over the next 5 months. In every COI talk, we're starting to talk about how the economy is getting scarier right now, which doesn't surprise me. A lot of it is fear. That being said, I think this will only last a short time once we understand the rules and get used to them. It's only a blip that the economy fell 7% after the stock market went up so much in the last 3 years. The question now is whether it will drop another 8% from here. It's possible that will happen. In the long run, it's a good time to buy. That's why I'm really trying to tell everyone that when markets go down, you should buy again instead of running away. If you think about all the people who panicked during COVID and the financial crisis, I could go on and on. Those who invested during the height of fear are the ones who have gained the most from the market downturn. And it shouldn't come as a surprise if the market goes down. We've had an amazing 3 years. The market can put itself to the test and change its direction. Then I do think markets will be higher over the next 5 years. Because I do believe in the chances in this country. We write about it at BlackRock too. The US financial markets are the best in the world, making the US stand out from every other country. The banks here are strong, and you'll hear from Jamie today after lunch. We also have the world's biggest capital market system. So if you have a great idea as a startup, you're gonna get capital. Well, there you have it from Larry Fink, guys. This video apparently was only 2 days old, and he's essentially saying when there's fear, when there's blood in the streets, that's when the buying opportunities are, and you should be buying up. That's not financial advice for me. I mean, I'm taking a longer-term view. If you guys have been holding your XRP for a very long time, maybe you're in the same boat as me, and you can pick my brain over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing another live Q&A session by the end of the week. So going to be letting my Patreon subscribers know more details about that. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. If you're interested in what I think this market does hold, because it's going to be a different bull run. I know some people are already saying the bull run is over, and Virtual Bacon here saying no, the bull run is not over. Ignore the rigid 4-year halving cycles. Liquidity is the real driver. A great video here explaining how to look at liquidity, what other factors are involved. It's not just a 4-year cycle. Again, these are some of the things we'll talk about at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Vandal also made a great video about this, but I'm gonna show you a clip of this one instead. Pay attention to this. Has the bull run over? Well, my answer for myself, my framework after looking into all of these metrics is that no, the bull run is not over. The 4-year cycles based on Bitcoin halving events, they are not accurate. There are only 3 previous data points that truly matter. And even those 3 don't match up at all. Sometimes it's too short, sometimes it's too long. So whenever people give you this hard dates that the 2 years after the Bitcoin split event has to be the bull run, otherwise the bull run doesn't happen. That's just a flawed structure in my eyes. The real driver for crypto, especially around altcoins, is global funding conditions. So when we have Bitcoin being in a global uptrend, and you look at Bitcoin right now, it is still an uptrend since November 2022. So when we have Bitcoin being in a macro uptrend and goes up eventually to frothy levels and the liquidity conditions being easy for risk on assets, then altcoins at some point have a very large and sudden bull market. Most of the time it's going to be towards the late time of the Bitcoin cycles, but they always happen. So just look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. What were the last 2 Bitcoin cycles? Right here, starting from summer 2017 until February 2018, when Bitcoin dominance was dropping very rapidly. And then again, right here, in Q4 2020 until mid-2021. So around both of these times right here and right here was when Bitcoin was breaking new all-time highs and at least 2 to 3x above previous all-time high. At the same time, there was plenty of cash around the world. So there are many ways to keep an eye on liquidity around the world. The easiest way is to look at the AALCL, which is the US government reserve balance sheet. I'll try to understand this. No, not on this chart. The Federal Reserve balance sheet right here is the easiest way to keep track of this. And you see the pivots right here mark the bottom of the bear market. And then right here, funding conditions were basically normal. At least it wasn't going against us. That's why the last 2 times Bitcoin went up, liquidity was good and altcoins eventually got a boost. Why do we think that just because it's been 2 years? How many years have passed? The number skips ahead in our minds, but we are still not that far past the Bitcoin halving event. I don't get why people are giving up on altcoins now. There is only one reason I can think of: people really expected too much from their altcoin bags this cycle, and they got it too early and too quickly. They didn't pay much attention to the fact that Bitcoin was slowly going up during this time. What's the big deal about Bitcoin? Yes, it could fall, but is this really that bad? Of course not. It's okay. I think this is a bull market downturn. Also, as I've been saying, Bitcoin has been getting better. It did correct not too long ago, but it was just over the last, since it reached that high point, I guess a couple of months now. Here I'm gonna throw it on the daily. It did fix 30%, which means put a price range tool on there. And you guys can see that was a 30% correction. That is very typical for bull runs, and we have not seen the liquidity hit the market. Now he was looking at the WALCL. I did not even know you could look this up. And this is interesting, because this is when liquidity hits the market, guys. This is when we see the pops. Okay, and this is where the market starts to get liquid. That's late 2020 or early 2021. I also learned something new every day. I'm putting all of this information together and sending it to my Patreon supporters. This is the Working Money channel on patreon.com. If you want to see everything at once,